Today we are spectating mcjohn1, one of the only remaining Mantis players in One Above All. And the way they play the character is pretty interesting. If you want your own VODs reviewed, check out the link in the description that will take you to the academy I coach with. But now let's discuss John's gameplay and get right into learning. So right off the bat, he's pressuring angles. He's damage boosting, you know, DPS. He's damage boosting his supports that are going to be looking for damage. And we can see this guy is playing in a triple support composition, which doesn't really surprise me. I feel like that's the only time where this character is ever like useful. What the hell just happened to this guy? He got absolutely obliterated by that Star-Lord, but it doesn't matter because he has self-res. And it's going to be an even fight when he's back online. Nope, his team already... Ooh, his team's dying. Is he going to be able to turn this maybe? I don't know. You're just pressuring down main. You know, you don't really need to hit shots to do some crazy stuff on this character. It really is just all about pressure the whole time, breaking clones, you know, simple stuff that other characters aren't going to want to do. Running away from the Star-Lord. Ooh, missed the sleep, which was rather unfortunate. I do like that he was trying to use the sleep, though, for himself to try to find that pick. I think he just used it a little too early since Star-Lord was flying, but a lot of it's just like uptime pressure and not really doing too much. I mean, this is exactly what we said, though, in the Unranked GM. Even if it's not like the world's rank 1 Mantis. I mean, One Above All Mantis, it's still the same thing. It's exactly what we were doing in Unranked GM. And it's you're not like doing anything that's doing too much. You're just pressuring and getting the job done. The fact that the Jeff already had his ult was kind of crazy. I did not expect that. So he's probably dead here. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing he can do. That's kind of crazy. I mean, that is a little hateful on their Jeff's part. Like, what the heck? Yeah, just walking back from spawn. I want to see how he tries to retake this with his ultimate, if he does at all. I think he can retake this with ult. Like, absolutely can retake this. No one's crit yet, though. And there was still an ult up. He's going to look for it now since the res just came through. And immediately, instead of trying to look for healing, he's just looking to deal damage. Something I want to see a little bit more, especially from a One Above All Mantis, is like the damage boost needs to be on everyone, I feel, right when that ult goes down. I feel like the allocation of resources is pretty low, but maybe I'm missing something? Like, I'm not sure. I feel like everyone could be benefiting from a damage boost right now. But this fight was kind of crazy from the start. I mean, infinitely getting jumped on by a Star-Lord definitely didn't help. So, I don't know. Even One Above All players have things that they need to work on, but also keep in mind that they're aiming and playing against what is a pro player on the other team and probably a couple others on ult accounts. So, the fact that his team hasn't lost yet is kind of crazy. Just healing around the team, that's totally fine. Not gonna like stack packs, which is a really good thing. Stacking the packs are going to be pretty rough because that's going to lower the amount of resources that you have, which is definitely something you want to try to avoid if by any means possible. That's just kind of unlucky. There's nothing you can really do against a Jeff that's just on that guy. He definitely should have been able to live that Invis woman. It's not really on him. Same thing with the mag. He just got overwhelmed because then there's no other healer really helping him. And that's going to be probably a lost fight. Overall, like he's not doing too much. And he's just doing what he needs to do, not complicating it, which I think is nice. A lot of like playing in One Above All, it's not about like who makes the most carry plays, it's about who makes the least mistakes. And this guy isn't really making any like glaringly obvious mistakes so far. The only thing I'm curious about is like maybe he takes a little bit of a more aggressive pace with the angles. I mean, his Out of Morlock's doing an absolutely fantastic job with taking angles and like getting a lot of picks here, which is definitely helping his team. But we have 2 picks here. I really would like to see a little bit more aggression, but I do like that he's not going to get too carried away with it when he knows there's a Jeff in the backline. He's going to just toss some heals to his team and then going to keep pushing forward here. I wonder if the reason why he's healing more is just because like he's in a triple support comp and he doesn't really have healers that do a lot of healing. So dishing the healing here actually might be better considering the fact you have an Adam Warlock and an Invis woman in with 1 tank. It maybe is just about like tossing heals around here. And it's something that maybe damage boost isn't even needed because you already have the damage boost from the storm. There is a world where that's the case. I still think you could get away with a little bit more, but you only have so many resources against what they have too. Where they don't have a tank to shoot. They have triple support, but it's really just triple DPS because they have a Jeff. So like you have to be a lot more conservative actually with how you want to use your packs. Because of the composition that you're playing in and against. Because it's actually really hard for him to farm with like his Mantis, like life charges, whatever they're called. Because there's like not a really easy target to hit with headshots. They don't even have Loki clones for him to really like farm. I mean, now they have Venom, so it should be a little easier because you're constantly going to be peeling against that. pretty easy to hit some headshots and get your charge back. I feel like he's an easy head hitbox to aim at. Pressuring out that Venom right away, just going to save the sleep for it because that's the only bit of CC that they have to stop the Venom, so that's also really smart. Even regardless, like he's never really damage boosting himself, and he's always making sure that he has like what he needs. I mean, right there is a good damage boost because he knows he's going to try to 1v1 this Jeff and pressure him out. That was good. But now the team switched off. No, not his team. The enemy team switched off the triple. So now he has more things to farm on. He has 2 tanks with no shield. There's actually no reason why everything, like the uptime shouldn't be crazy right now with the tanks that they have too. That's exactly what he's doing. He's just farming headshots off of the Venom, and it's just going to continue to keep the uptime really high. It's actually crazy that he's doing so much healing here though. Like it's just not what I would have expected at all. But hey, there's a reason why this guy's top 500 on Mantis right now, and this could be it. Dishing the healing around. Not even when people really need it though too. It's like when they're about to take damage. So that 20 seconds or that 20 heal per 8 seconds or 20 healing per second over 8 seconds is actually getting a lot of value. There we go. Farming his ultimate there too is also a really big part of it. If he damage boosts that storm, maybe they find a little bit more, but probably not. Nothing too crazy. This fight's probably just a loss because they're just tossing all their ults at them. And the Jeff the Shark's about to just spit them all off the map. So not a lot he can do there as a Mantis other than maybe take a stronger off angle on the left. That's the only thing I could think of to dodge the Jeff ult. All in all, though, for a map like this, like it's not a bad haul at all, especially in one above all. Like this is looking like a pretty one game. Like it looks like your team's better than theirs. It's just going to come down to like continuing to support them. Giving the damage boost to the Bucky while he's getting active, not when he's just kind of sitting around doing nothing. It's a great use of resources there. Looks like Nevix is now on the Venom instead of the Mag, which is pretty cool to see. I mean, this comp, it's exactly what I would expect. You have triple support with the Atom in ranked because people are going to take a lot of damage. But you also have the Storm being utilized with the Bucky so that he can just go absolutely crazy. It actually maybe is the reason why he's not doing damage boost is because there's maybe like no reason to because you already have it from the Storm. Like that actually might be what it is. Although I've never really thought to play Mantis with a Storm, so I'm not sure. I'd have to look into breakpoints there. Using his Mantis ult right when the Armed and Dangerous comes out because Invis doesn't have her ult, which is really well done. Not going to go too crazy with it. Just going to force out the Invis ult and then just take a step back when they walk in. When they walk in, I walk away. When they walk away, I walk in. That's pretty much how Mantis is going to be played here pretty consistently. We found a pick on the Jeff. Now just going to keep that uptime up, damage boosting the Storm. This is like what I like to see now. See, now that there's a lot more tanks to actually farm headshots off of, he's able to actually be a lot more aggressive with the damage boosts. So it's cool how we're seeing his life charges change based on like the situation that's the game's like giving to him. And it's kind of crazy. I feel like EU plays Mantis a lot more than NA does. Like this is an EU game, so, or at least I'm assuming so because I never see Nevix and Helis on NA servers. All right, well, let's see here. We're on offense now. Nothing has really changed with the comps on their side, but now the enemy team has a rocket. I mean, the enemy team just has a really bad comp. Like two supports that don't have support ults is just rough. And they're not even running Luna Snow, probably because Luna Snow got banned. Else we probably would have seen someone on the blue team running Luna Snow instead of Invisible Woman. Right here, just playing with the team, just looking to break the core, which I don't know if I really think that's the right idea. I feel like one of the supports, whether between the Atom and the Mantis, should be flanking. It should probably just be the Atom, I would assume. I feel like Atom takes off angles a little bit stronger than Mantis does, since Mantis wants to be in the LOS of everyone to get that pack up time going. Atom just can like snap once and everyone's fine. The heal up time is really nice though, because the heal up time is allowing the Mantis to actually do damage and not have to constantly look for healing when she puts it on early. So she's constantly using it like a pack to help people engage. So they always have that passive 20 heals per second for 8 seconds. That's going to allow her to get to her ult really fast, which I mean, that's a pretty big deal. Seems like the higher elo, when people are just taking more sustained damage and there's no shield to block anything, it's almost better to just worry about keeping people alive unless there's something really specific and they're specifically getting ready for that damage boost. My playstyle, I try to be a lot more aggressive. I try to take more off angles, and I try to just keep people constantly up and ready to go. But this isn't necessarily bad when there's so much poke that's going to need healed. I mean, you're looking at a Jeff the Shark. You're looking at a double shield comp. So long as you have that triple support that's going to win the War of Attrition, since they also have a Jeff the Shark, like, you're pretty much fine. There's not too much that you need to do, so it's better not to, like, make it too difficult and run out of resources if you're not able to farm off the 2 shields. So now just staying on cart, I personally think that this Mantis should be taking an angle early before the fight and trying to take some damage, but that's what I would switch about this. I don't even know where their I don't know where their Adam Warlock is though. Looks like he was hiding for a res. But it seems like, I mean, they're just gonna get another kill. I don't know, this sometimes just happens in One Above All where like you just have a team that is just so much better and it just seems so unwinnable. It feels like you can't do anything. Forcing out the invis all here, not going to do too much. Just going to keep healing his team so that he can try to get his support ult faster. Played a little far from the invis because, I mean, you do have res, so it's not even that big of a deal. You have self-res, so it doesn't matter if you die. It's almost better that you're getting focused instead of the rest of the team that doesn't have res. There comes the res. Here's the Agamotto. Instead of going for the sleep, just goes for the Mantis ult because he messed up and didn't keep track of where the Strange was. It's better not to have your whole team die and to just ult there, which I actually kind of like. Gonna keep this healing uptime healthy around the team. They're gonna try to farm for some damage on headshots, but it's not looking like this fight's going their way. It looks like they played a little bit better with their ultimates. And then they're gonna use their Bucky ult too. With a mag ult? Red team just wanted to lose the game. I don't know if they needed both of those ults. That's pretty rough. But as blue team, you're looking into a Jeff the Shark ult this next fight, so they probably don't win this next fight coming up, but they win the fight after, I would assume. We'll see, though. We'll see, though. Gonna see how he tries to farm ult here really fast, because once that invis ult goes down, they're gonna be struggling a little bit. But if they can respond with an ult of his own, it's actually going to be pretty good. I mean, getting Nevix actually forcing that invis ult out is huge with the damage boost from the Mantis. That was really well done. A lot of the time, like, he's actually not using the damage boost as often as I usually do. He's using it to enable really specific cooldowns instead of just like passive gameplay. And against double shield, like, it makes sense because, like, what are you going to be shooting? You're going to be shooting a mag shield. The output doesn't really matter anyways. Like, right when Helis is going to start looking for some aggressive value with his ultimate, he's just gonna look for his own Bucky like damage boost for some value. Gonna try to kill the Jeff here. It's impossible. It's just not gonna happen. So like I said, the Jeff ult, I mean, that's just a free fight win. That ultimate's really strong. Forces people not to stay stacked, but it looks like he didn't even kill anyone. But the TP, ooh, they messed up the TP. They probably didn't even mess it up. They probably just were like, yeah, we're not gonna win this fight. There's no point. But this fight's probably a win for blue, considering the fact that they have 2 support ultimates to Red's none, and all that Red has is mag ult with a Winter Soldier ult. It's gonna come down to actually how mcjohn's gonna live through this ult, so I'm interested to see how this goes. Damage boost to Bucky since he's in a position to possibly find a hook. That's infinite ammo out from Red, so now it's looking really good for blue if they can just live for a little bit longer. And Helis finds a pick with the damage boost from Mantis. And that's just going to pretty much be a fight win, but there is a res coming up from Rocket. It doesn't matter if he dies. He doesn't want to try to waste an ult when he doesn't need to. The res comes through, and then Mantis ults. Ooh, this is actually such a crapshoot. I'm surprised blue is not winning this as hard as they should be. I like that he didn't feel the need to use ult and just took the Magneto hit because he does have self-res from the Adam Warlock, which is really nice. And now that all of the support ults are forced out, Kronos is actually going to be able to find a free storm ult and possibly find someone. Good sleep onto the Jeff there to find a pick. But okay, this fight is far from won. This fight is far from over. It's going to be actually down to Nevix with the damage boost to see if he can maybe kill something in the backline here. This is really close. Kronos dies. I don't know how that happened. Hold up. Let's look back a little bit. Where was Kronos? This is kind of on Mantis for not having heals on. I mean, he damage boosted him instead. I guess it is kind of crazy that the dude died, but yeah, no, he's just not healing his storm that's right next to him. That's kind of on him. But the Storm also was in like the worst spot ever to be healed. It was like so hard to know she needed heals because she was just above crit too. That's a great dodge though from the Adam Warlock. Helis gets a damage boost. Nevix also should get a damage boost here. He does. That's going to get a lot of damage out on the enemy team. That's going to make this very easy. Dodges the Jeff ult just barely. Wow, I mean, Nevix and Helis actually just carried this game. I can't lie. That's why they're the GOATs. That's why they're pro players. Good on them. That was very well done. Like, actually. And now Blue has Invis ult. I mean, this should be a pretty easy win now that there's no Jeff ult. MC is going to be able to get his ult before the ult goes down on his team from the Invis when they trade ults. So this looks pretty winning for Blue. We also have Rez going down too. The only thing I would like to see more of is just maybe a little bit more damage boosts. Like in these in between fights, damage boosting teammates so they can get their ults faster and maybe helping Adam find picks. Like that's the only thing I would really ask for. But all in all, like interesting stuff with the resource management that we never really thought of before, especially when we were doing the unranked GM. I mean, that's a free dub. Nevix was crazy there too, but all that we're seeing here is when it's hard to farm for resources, not burning damage boost when it might not find a lot of value is actually something that's pretty important. I still think you could do a little bit more on the damage boost than what we saw here, but still, all in all, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially when like you're running triple support. There's no shield on your side. There's 2 shields on the enemy side. I think keeping people alive is a little bit more important, but more aggression would definitely help a lot more. So this is how you can play in One Above All. It doesn't have to be perfect. All it is just shoot them, heal your team, E your team, keep them all alive, and that's how it goes. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. We'll try to get some more pro VODs coming up soon, but everyone has either their profile is blocked or no one's playing Mantis. So we'll have a better one for Adam next week. But thank you guys all so much for watching. But until next time, I gotta peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.